culminating in a moment when we had almost, because Molloy had pulled back. He still hadn't told me why. It was clear there was something holding him back, but we'd brushed aside what had happened and carried on as before. The problem was, I cared about him more than I wanted to admit, and I knew he cared about me. He had shown it when I had needed him most. He caught sight of me out of the corner of his eye, finished his call, and came over. "Ben, what are you doing here?" My parents' fondness for an obscure 5th-century Italian saint has landed me with the middle name Benedicta, which did not make my convent school days any easier. Ironically, it's now the name I use, or a shortened version of it, and thankfully, despite his dislike of nicknames, which I suspect comes from the difficulties in trying to police an area where nicknames are rife, Molloy has managed to make an exception for mine. "Is it true you found a body?" I tried to sound less breathless than I felt. Molloy raised one eyebrow. He has dark eyebrows, framing deep, grey eyes. "Where did you hear that?" "Oh, come on, Tom, it's all over the town. Do you know who it is? Is it Marguerite? Marguerite Etienne?" He relented. "We think so. One of the Malin guards was able to identify her." "Is he sure?" "Yes. Seems she wasn't in the water that long. Did you know her?" "She was a client." That was enough for now, I decided. "When was she found? Who found her?" My voice sounded shrill. I'd like to have blamed it on the wind, but it wouldn't have been true. "Eddie McDade. He's over there talking to McFadden." Molloy nodded in the direction of a man with a face the colour of a ripe plum, talking to a young guard. "He was out checking lobster pots about 7 o'clock this morning when he came across her washed up on the shore, all knotted up in the seaweed. Came close to standing on her, according to him. He was pretty upset." I looked over at the two men. Uncharitably, it occurred to me that McDade's starring role in the whole drama was compensating quite a bit for the shock. He was leaning against one of the squad cars, talking animatedly, while McFadden took notes. Every so often he'd grab the notebook, take a look at it, point something out, and hand it back. I cleared my throat. "May I see her?" "Christ, Ben. Why on earth would you want to?" Molloy said. "It's just something I need to do." He shook his head. "I can't let you. The state pathologist is on his way up from Dublin. He should be here in about half an hour." "Please, Tom. I just need to be sure it's her." Molloy paused for a second and made a quick decision. "Right, okay. I suppose it couldn't hurt to have a second ID. Come on." He led the way through the rough marram grass, over the dunes, and along the narrow pathway leading down to the beach, his long strides forcing me to trot after him, my high heels sinking into the wet sand. He spoke briefly to the young guard at the bottom of the path, then continued over the stones, onto the beach, and towards a cluster of craggy black rocks about 20 metres to the left. As we approached, a large white tent covering part of the rock came into view, with another guard standing outside it. He was stamping his feet and clapping his hands together to warm them against the wind, but stopped abruptly as soon as he saw the sergeant approaching. "Are you sure you want to do this?" Molloy asked me. I nodded. He walked over, lifted the flap of the tent, and went inside. I took a deep breath and followed him. A smell I didn't recognise assaulted my nostrils. Salt mixed with something else I couldn't identify. Something unpleasant. My stomach lurched. Next to the rock, looking at first glance like a pile of shiny red ribbons, was a stack of dull seaweed. Molloy stayed back as I took a step forward, slowly. Tangled up in the midst of the seaweed, lying in a fetal position.